Solomon for taking pity on an out-of-work Republican and bringing me in from the cold. Everybody's got to be somewhere, I guess, so I appreciate the invitation. Batting cleanup on a panel like this, you find that you're in the position of saying that everything that can be said has been said, just not by me. So I'll try to be as unrepetitive as possible. You know, the election of Senator Obama is something that allows us to really change the equation. After 9/11, as I've said another four, we've been busy exporting something which is quite foreign to us. In our fear and our anger, we were facing the world with a very angry and unwelcoming face. And I think Mr. Obama's election allows us to really change that and change it rather dramatically and quickly. And in order to do that, and in order to get some wind in the sails of internationalism, I would suggest that he would do two things immediately upon assuming the presidency. The first is call for the Senate to immediately ratify the Law of the Sea Treaty. It's been hanging around since 1982. It's about time. And I would not dilly-dally any longer on the closing of Gitmo. The President of the United States has said for 2 years he wants to close it, so close it. And I think those two issues taken off the table right in the beginning will put some wind, as I say, in the sails of internationalism and show that we have a different regard for the international community. There's another item we could engage in, it seems to me, to help us really in this sort of proving to the world that we want to be part of an international equation, and in many parts will be the leader of that international equation. That is to rethink our public diplomacy. It seems that for successive administrations, public diplomacy has been defined as saying something louder, being a little more shrill. And let me assure you, of the 193 countries or whatever in the United Nations, there's not a country around that doesn't know exactly what we think on every issue. The question they have is whether we know what they think. So it would seem to me that if Mr. Obama wanted and Mrs. Clinton wanted to be extraordinarily effective right off the bat, they'd send out their brand new diplomatic team with no talking points and tell them to do what's very difficult for Americans, to shut up and listen. First of all, after countries got over their shock and awe at this development, I think they might be able to actually assure themselves that this is a new day. I'm not suggesting that we have to agree, by the way, with our interlocutors. I'm just saying we have to listen to them, and they have to know we heard them. If we don't have the courage of our own convictions and enough knowledge ourselves to be able to react after that in a proper way and show why we think we might have a better way, or if they've got a better way to accede to their wishes, then shame on us.